Singapore will be co-funding and nurturing deep tech climate startups that deal with renewable energy and carbon footprint. This in collaboration with Breakthrough Energy, a firm founded by American billionaire Bill Gates. Temasek and Enterprise Singapore will be partners locally to identify as well as grow budding climate technology in Southeast Asia. The efforts are to help the region meet its net zero target by 2050.
Incredible technical talent across the universities at NUS, NTU, and so we know there's a lot of innovation and research happening there, and so we're hoping to bring the entrepreneurial spirit to all those researchers in the region. Also the access to markets, so where Singapore is based, the access to markets, that we can engage those markets and corporate partners, the capital.
The program will be Breakthrough Energy's first out of the United States, and Singapore will be its first regional hub. Startups in the program will have an initial seed funding of $500,000. They can also access a global network of industry partners, mentors, experts, as well as investors.
We think this is a win-win proposition. And we think that with such collaboration, we can accelerate the development of new technologies and also build our deep tech ecosystem. And so we hope to bring on more partners and expand that model to address other global challenges like food security, waste treatment, and healthcare.
Bill Gates says climate change is an issue that would require the IQ from all over the world, rather than being restricted to just a few rich countries in the West. In an exclusive interview with CNA's Richa Matthew in London, the founder of Breakthrough Energy and Microsoft explains why Singapore is well placed as an incubator for deep tech startups that deal with climate issues.
Questions with you first. What would you say is the potential of Southeast Asia, especially when it comes to the innovation of clean energy and its deployment?
Well, the climate problem is a global problem, and it's got a certain urgency to it. And so you want to engage the IQ, from all over the planet. You don't want to restrict it just to a few rich countries in the West. And I think we'll be surprised at the ideas that come along. Obviously, Asia's industrialized, and so things like cement and steel, the pace and competitiveness of those industries is actually stronger in Asia than it is anywhere else on the planet. Breakthrough
Energy Fellowship Program will now be placed in Singapore as well, and that's the first one outside of US and the first in Southeast Asia. So why Singapore, and how will it help push the agenda to a regional level?
Well, I'm a huge believer that we need innovation to solve our clean energy problem. And you've got a lot of great scientific capability in Asia broadly, and particularly in Southeast Asia. Well, Singapore has very strong universities. It's a very attractive place if you're coming from multiple parts of Asia to build the team. Singapore, because of its success, can take a long-term view and play a strong role in incubating some of these technologies.
So for the fellowship program, you guys will be partnering with Temasek as well as Enterprise Singapore. What is the benefit of having such a public-private partnership?
Breakthrough brings sort of a global sense of where we still need advances and looking at these scientific ideas to make sure that we're bold, but also picking things that have a good chance of success. The government knows the infrastructure there. They can drive the awareness. They can pull the universities in. At the right stage, we'll want the risk investors to participate as well. And so, I think we really have all the skills that you'd want to have to broaden our fellows program into Asia.
What would you say is the importance of supporting R&D or innovation at such an early stage?
Well, the amazing thing about this early stage work is it can often be done at very low cost. For well under $1 million, you can take the idea and see at the lab level, does it work? Some things won't work, and that's fine. But if you're working at that lab level, then you have investors like Breakthrough, Temasek, who can say, okay, write your business plan now that you have some proof, and we'll help to scale it up. And so some percentage of these companies will emerge and make a big contribution to the climate problem.